So over on this back wall here, this is MSI's newest lineup of gaming laptops. So on the gaming laptop side, our overall theme for this year is, can we put more power into a smaller chassis? This is our newest top of the line high-end gaming laptop. It comes packed with the best Intel Arrow Lake CPU, as well as up to a 5090. For display, it's a 240Hz OLED display. And the crazy thing about this laptop is it pushes 300 watts.
Wow.
It's absolutely insane. 300 watts is the level of performance for
As thick as you would think it would be.
yeah, 18-inch flagship gaming laptops. We did that with a 16-inch chassis instead.
And that had beautiful, the 5090.
Yeah, up to 5090. It's extremely overkill for, I would say most gamers, but some gamers like it. And
Now, usually battery life on this would be maybe 30 minutes if you're lucky. Is that around?
Battery life, I'll say, definitely not as good as our BMP lineup, of course.
Yeah,
It comes with crazy.
I just didn't know if it was like a lot better now.
But for the most part, you should be using this plugged in.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
For at least for the full performance.
Yeah.
Over on here, this is also the laptop. You can see on the new A side, we redesigned this chassis as well compared to the previous generation of the Raider 16. Something nice to have. So you have your Dragon, you have your iconic Dragon shield right here.
Ah, it's RGB lit too.
Yes,
Cool.
it's RGB lit. And then it's kind of hard to see. You have your keyboard side.
I noticed that if you catch the light, cool.
It pulses. We call it the Matrix light bar. It is iconic with our Raider lineup.
Yeah.
Even in old generations, we've had this. This is a redesigned like look for the Matrix light bar. This design pattern is neat.
Nice.
And then if you take a look at the size, if you've seen our previous Raiders, this is in comparison is a lot more, I would say, thin and slimmer. We used to have a little bulge right here about this big.
Yeah, for the battery.
Yeah, and then we've reduced it to film, so
Yeah.
it looks a lot more portable as well.
Nice.
So you may be asking, how did this laptop output 300 watts of power? We did that with a new cooling system. We call it Cooling Boost Trinity. So this engineering sample only has 2 fans, but in the actual production, it will be a 3-fan design. So 1, 2, and a third fan will be around this area.
Okay. So 2 M.2s,
Yes.
and then ABGN card.
Yeah,
Or-
and this part is easy access,
Yeah.
which is really nice to have. So you don't need to remove the entire
Actually-
backplate just to.
That's M.2 as well.
Yes.
So so that's another DIMM.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 RAM slots, 2 SSD slots.
Cool.
So then with all these fans, we have to add exhaust somewhere.
Yeah.
So this laptop comes with 5 exhausts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one is right here. This one is cool. We're the only laptop, to my knowledge, we're the only gaming laptop to include simultaneous rear exhaust and rear I/O. We can manage to keep rear I/O,
Yeah,
but
I noticed that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Pretty unique to us.
And not only that, a full Ethernet port.
Yes.
Beautiful.
We love playing plugged in.
Yes.
We can't play on Wi-Fi.
Agreed.
And then some more I/O on the side we have
And
2
an SD
Thunderbolt,
card.
SD card reader, and then we have 2 USB-A and a headphone jack.
Nice. Fully featured.
Yes. Easy access so you can sell your RAM. Over here, this is the Raider A16 HX. This is not a non-max version. Think of it as the younger brother to the laptop that you just saw. Overall, the laptop is, I would say, just a little scaled down to the complete overkill of the Raider 16 Max. This delivers 250 watts of total power, and the Matrix light bar is removed from the non-max version.
Okay.
Yes, but still, the design is still overall the same. So, moving on to the Stealth 16 AI Plus gaming laptop. This is my favorite laptop of our newest lineup. So this laptop comes fitted with the newest Panther Lake processor. So it goes up to the
5090, and
yes, and it still
and
packs
it
up.
seems very thin.
Yes. Let me actually pull it up.
It seems thin for a laptop with a 5090 in it. I mean,
Yes. So some of the feedback we've gotten in the past is, I want to use a gaming laptop, I want the performance of a gaming laptop, but I don't want it to look like a gaming laptop. So how we accomplished that was we did a complete redesign of the chassis. This is the Stealth, and it looks, well, stealthy.
Yeah.
Right? New design pattern on the A side here. We have our Dragon shield. and then-
professional.
yeah. It's for the professional. It's for the professional that doesn't want to tell their boss they're playing games while
doing the TPS reports.
Yes. So again, this is the complete C side. Overall, the touchpad is bigger compared to previous generation. The keyboard is, in my opinion, nicely sized for
Yeah.
at least for my hands. And then the display is absolutely amazing as well. 240 hertz OLED again.
The only thing I don't like is it doesn't have a 10 key.
You like having a numpad?
I do.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't, but I love it. But that's okay.
Me personally, I don't like having numpad because I don't use it, but I know some people do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, laptop only does come 10 this.
Yep, I get it. I can always attach a external 10 pad.
You could. And speaking of attaching, that a good segue. Let's go to the I/O on this laptop. So you have your headphone jack, your USB-A, your HDMI, as well as another Ethernet port.
Yep, beautiful.
People have been loving Ethernet ports
Yes.
all throughout the weekend. They're like, oh my, get the Ethernet
Yeah.
port.
Please take that as
Yes.
feedback that
Yes.
we all want Ethernet.
And then you have your power adapter, and then USB-A, and 2 Thunderbolt as well.
So many people get confused with that one,
Yes.
that they think it's USB.
Yeah.
So, but
I've been known at work, if I'm tired enough, I try connecting this for about 5 minutes, and I realize, what am I doing?
yeah, it is a little confusing.
Yeah. But, eventually you find the slot.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 Thunderbolt ports on the side, 2 USB-A. It's more than the previous generation. We've just added more ports for better functionality. Speaking of adding new things to the laptop, the previous generation of the Stealth only had 1 RAM slot and 1 SSD slot. We've doubled them. So
Nice.
two slots for RAM, 2 slots for SSD. And over here we have a new backside for the Stealth.
Wow, that is
So-
awesome.
It is great for cooling.
Lets it breathe totally.
Yes.
Awesome.
And internally it's a 2-fan design, again with interflow.
Sweet.
So over here, this is the Crosshair 16 Max and Crosshair 16 non-Max HX.
Get the specs here real
Yes.
quick. So this one is using a 5070.
Yes. So these are our newest lineup to the, I would say, mid-range gaming laptop category.
Okay.
So it's not really budget, but it's not the most top-of-the-line gaming laptop as well. It's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
So if you want to play like your standard esports games, this is more than enough for
Yeah.
that kind of performance. So over here,
And the keys are nice too.
yes, we have a translucent WASD
Yeah.
keys for people that want to, press this key and start shooting.
Yeah, and that has, even though it's a little bit smaller, it does have the 10 key, so
Yes.
gets my approval.
Yeah. So this is the one you want.
Yes.
So let's start with the A side. In line with all of our new laptops, the comes with
Yeah.
brand new
Really
chassis.
nice looking.
I don't know if I can pull it out.
Yeah.
This, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So brand new cool design for the gamers everywhere. The difference between the standard edition versus the Max would be, for example, the A side. The Max version comes full metal on all sides. The non-Max is plastic,
Okay.
and the Dragon Shield is RGB lit for the Max version.
Sweet.
Yes. Yeah. And then for the comparison between the keyboards, the Max version is 24 zone RGB and the non-Max version is 4 zone. But internally, the Max version is the highest Intel Arrow Lake processor, and it goes up to 5070, of course. The standard edition is the Core i9-14900X, and there's also an AMD version for people that want AMD chip instead.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.